Hi guys, so today we'll be solving this problem called decode ways. It's a very famous dynamic programming problem. So let's solve it. A message containing letters from A to Z can be encoded into numbers using following mapping. A is giving uh, A string is 1, B string is 2, C string is 3, D string is 4, and till that Z is 26. To decode an encoded message, all the digits must be grouped, then mapped back into letters using the reverse of the mapping above. There may be multiple ways. For example, 11106 can be mapped into AAJF with the grouping 11106, KJF with the grouping 11106. Okay. Note that the grouping 11106 is invalid because 06 cannot be mapped into F since 6 is different from 06. Okay. Given a string S containing only digits, return the number of ways to decode it. The answer is guaranteed to fit in 32-bit integer. So for example, S is equal to 1, 2. So output is 2, that we can decode it into two ways. The 12 can be decoded as AB 1 or 2, or L, which is considering the whole, the string 1, 2, which is L. Similarly, 2 to 6 can be encoded into three ways, that is 2 and 26, 22 and 6, and 2 to 6. Okay. Mm, so basically, if a string is given, we have to find the permutations, the combinations of how the string can be broken down into parts. Similarly, if it is 0, this would be the base condition. So remember, if it is 0, then we would be returning 0 because no character can be mapped to a number starting with 0. Um, the only valid mappings with 0 are J, which is 10, T is 20, neither of which starts with 0. Okay. So basically, if a string starts with 0, then we cannot return it. We cannot return anything. It will be, the answer will be 0. It cannot be decoded. 06. So the answer would be 0. So let's try to code the problem and I'll be explaining how we can do that. So what first I'll do is that we'll create dp of s length plus 1, strings length plus 1, and then we'll be initializing this dp with -1. Okay, and then we'll be calling a function num decoding where we'll be passing the string, an index, and the dp. Okay, now in the function num decoding string s int idx int dp. Now in this function we'll be doing the decoding. So let's write the base case that we discussed, that what if it is a you know uh, base case would be that if idx, if the index is reached to the last index, that time we will be using idx is equal to 1. All right. If it is at the last index, we will be returning uh, the dp at the idx as 1. If now if dp of idx is not equal to -1, then we return dp of idx. So if it is already filled, the dp is already filled, so we'll return that dp. All right, at that index. And now we'll be creating a char of s at idx, and we'll check if the first element is in the string is 0, then we'll return 0. Otherwise we will do count is equal count plus equal to nums decoding will recurs through the string. That is, we pass one another. If it is not 0, then we'll check the next element and check the next element. So this way the recursion will keep on going until we hit the base condition, and then the stack will go up, and by you know executing the recursive calls which are there, we'll get the answers at each level. We also need to check one more thing, is that if this would be checking the uh, string one by one, which is element by element. So that would be, if it is 12, so it would be checking 1 and then 2. So basically 1 and 2 can be decoded as AB. But we also need to check if uh, the the number contains an, a string which already has uh, a decoded message. For example, 12 can be represented as L, or maybe T can be represented as 20. So these are digits, these are letters which can be represented by two numbers. So T can be represented as 20, J can be represented as 10, or it can be represented as A and B if we consider only one the number. So uh, we have to take care for that condition, and we'll be writing the code as if index is less than s dot length minus 1. So unless index till the time index is less than s dot length minus 1, because if it is at the last index, we wouldn't check at the next index, because we know that the last index contains only one string. So we check that it should be less than the last index. So at that time, so for example, if it's in the second last index, so it can contain a string which will have no the decoded message of one letter, for example, in two numbers. So 12 can be there if it is on the second last digit. Okay. So for example, here 2 to 6. So if it is on the second last one, but here at 2, so we know that a number would be there 26, which is Z, which will be forming. So we have to check that base condition, and now we have to do char ch2. So we have to take another index, and which will be index plus 1. We'll be checking if num is equal to ch1 minus 0 into 10 plus ch2 minus 0. Okay. And now, so basically this will give the number of the last two digits, or any two digits which are consecutively there in the string. So we'll check if it is less than equal to 26 now. If it is less than equal to 26, so we know that there would be another alternative decoded message for that. So because 26 is the last number which can be decoded into a letter, so 26 can be decoded as Z. So we know that if it is less than Z, there would be some letter which can be decoded. At that time, we will be just uh, recursing through, and we'll be putting index plus 2. Okay, why plus 2? Because we are taking two digits into account. Okay, and now simply we'll return dp of idx is equal to count. Okay, so let's run the code if it is working. Yeah, that works. Okay. So I hope you guys understood the problem. It's a very uh, you know important and a famous question which has been asked in a lot of interviews. It has been asked 138 times in JP Morgan and a lot of other companies. So do solve this question. Thank you.